Welcome to the Coom and Currie Sports Cards Podcast, where collecting meets the game. Your hosts, the Tag Team Champions. Before we get into today's episodes, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Kiwi Card Collective.
Okay, is that mic on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? 1, 2, 1, 2, testing. Lovely. This camera. Okay. My name is Martin Currie, and I'm here today to talk about the time Coom left me off the podcast.
You animal.
Full disclosure, this is not a Netflix documentary, although you probably could make one.
Well, MC, I've got a question for you. What did you think of the new theme tune?
Electrifying. I mean, we have upgraded up the ante on the podcast intro. Unbelievable intro. So yeah, to all the listeners, you are welcome to a new introduction to each episode of the podcast.
A new era.
Please welcome to episode 54 of Coom and Currie Sports Trading Cards Podcast. Coom, good day to you, sir. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, it's a grim day in Wellington today, boy. Last night was very windy and rainy. Did not help when I was getting the gear out for the second instalment of the night market, which we'll talk about later. I had to, did not make proceedings easy, but it's cold, it's grey, it's damp. How's it in the motherland?
It's a heat wave, absolute heat wave. I thought,
no, we're not going to overheat again, are we? And
no, there will not be a repeat of the overheating scenario when my phone. Yeah, that's not going to happen. It cooled down quite quickly this evening, but you'll be glad to know that the studio here in England is at a reasonable temperature. A little bit warm, but lukewarm, nice sky. But nothing like the other week when it was sweltering, and yeah, that was a hot pod. But the pods are always hot, right? We're always on fire. Bash.
Bash.
Speaking of bash, Coom, I've thoroughly enjoyed the Card Market Volume 2 or the second instalment video where you finished with bash.
I can't help it now. I know. We've stolen it from Big John, the Bosch father, but I can't help it.
The Bosch father. Have you seen much of this guy called Jim Skin? Have you seen him online?
No.
You've not seen him?
Jim Skin?
Jim Skin, his name is. I'll have to send you some. You probably don't. He's probably not that big in New Zealand, but he's huge in the UK. He's always on Kick, which is like where people just vlog all day, every day.
Really?
Yeah, he's a really sound guy, really funny guy, really humble. Goes and speaks to people, and actually, he's not not a tool like some of them where they go around and cause havoc. And he's actually quite kind-hearted, but he's quite hench as well. But he's got this little saying. He goes, "Whoa, hey!" He's a bit of a geezer. I think he's from Essex way. So now everyone in the UK, if you were to come back now and you went, "Well, hey," down the street, someone would know exactly who you're referring to. But obviously that'll fall on deaf ears if you're not listening in the UK. But
I'll land, walk down the street, and hear someone go, "Well, hey!" Fuck no! Edit that out. That was not explicit.
Not explicit. We haven't ticked the box yet, boy.
Nah, I'm not ticking it.
We're not taking it, not today.
Not today. We've both gone hatless today.
We have both gone hatless. I've had I had a trim this morning. It's been a while. I've been growing my hair out, so it's been a bit of a bush tucker trial, if you will.
Yeah.
And I went to Seaford Pelham Barbers this morning. First time. And I sat down with a chap called Luis, who cut my hair, and
I'm guessing you won't be going back.
Just a joke.
Just a joke.
Do you know what? In terms of, obviously I haven't had my haircut in a while. Sat down, he straight away. I basically said to him, because I don't know, I've gone through a lot of haircuts in my time, as you well know. I sat down in a chair and I went, "Do you know who Declan Rice is?" He went, "Yep." I went, "I'll have one of them."
Yeah, I'll have one of them.
And he sort of chuckled, thankfully. And turns out he's a big Liverpool fan.
Get him on the pod.
Really, I mean, I don't think we're that far into our relationship yet to get him on the pod, but he was a fountain of statistical knowledge. We were just chatting about football, going off on tangents about Liverpool and Trent not going, and then he reeled off like, oh yeah, Trent in the 18-19 season was had the highest number of I don't know, duels won and 70% of his.
Random,
mate, I was just like, how people just retain all this information, which made it thoroughly enjoyable to discuss the World Cup and Liverpool, and came out of it with a Declan Rice-esque haircut. So here we are,
and it's a very good one. It's a very good one. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Look, Coom, whilst we went off on a bit of a tangent there about me, but you're hatless, I'm hatless. Let's get the brain moving. I want you to really dig deep here.
Oh no!
I want to know anything and everything about Card Market Volume 2. Get me straight into this. I'm
straight in, are we?
Yeah. There's no barriers up on this bowling alley, boy.
Right, Card Market Volume 2, the much anticipated. What a night! Firstly, I think when when you start something, the first one was probably better than most people expected in terms of attendance and that. But I reckon there's a lot of people that had not been to something like that before. But Volume 2 last night, wow, more people. We had a debutante on the, or as we say over down under, it cracks me up. It's not debut, it's debut. So we had a debut from.
Oh no, not another one.
Yeah, debut for Rad Hobbies from Levin, who are big in the remote control car world, and they also
really.
Yeah, and did you know, MC? Did you know that Hot Wheels, like the little cars?
Yeah,
they're a big collectors thing. They do. They do Hot Wheels and that, and they said that because I was chatting to them last night, and I was like, "What people? Do people?" Because I used to have loads of them as a kid. Like I had this big barrel full of cars, and I used to play with them. And I was like, "Do people just buy them to play with them?" Oh no, they collect them.
Keep them boxed. Yeah.
So that was new to me. So we had Rad Hobbies down there making their debut, and then we had the usuals. Dash Sports Cards absolutely cleaned up on the NBA side, absolutely huge. But I had success last night, MC, with dare I say it, soccer. Great success. My wife. Oh, talking of Borat, have you seen the news?
There's just another one coming out.
Well,
Ali G movie.
Ali G, yeah.
Yeah, I did see that, yeah.
I saw that last night when I got back from the card market. I was absolutely buzzing. Boyakasha. Yeah. I've got an injury to my main mixing finger.
Here he is.
I love it. I cannot wait. I don't even know what I was talking about. What was I talking about?
You were talking about Dash Hobbies, I think. But let me just interject quickly. Now, I know you're talking about Hot Wheels. So in my line of work, we work closely with a removals firm here. It's a father and son firm, and I chat to them a lot. Really nice guys. Shout out Rimitak Removals in the Seaford area. And I was talking to the dad, and they basically do health clearances, removals, that sort of stuff. And he's basically built up a collection from people basically either not wanting it and him buying it off them, or them going, I don't want it anymore, get rid of it. Of corgi toy, toy cars. And he's got he said he bought 2 bags of just standard shopping bags, 2 shopping bags of corgis off this person for I don't know, 100 quid. Looked them up, checked them up, eBayed them, over £2,000 worth of corgi stuff, all boxed, all untouched. From 70s, 80s, 90s. BB Duvan from back in the day, that's still fresh in the box. Just spoke to him for hours on it. Yeah,
I didn't know it was a thing, Chief.
Well, I guess that again. I guess this leads on to the debate with you taking your Funko Pops out of your box.
No debate.
I mean, there's not a debate, but I'm saying why people keep like the Hot Wheels and the Corgis in their boxes because it retains the value. Obviously, you taking it out and putting JSN up against Aaron Rodgers or whatever you've got is 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 going to lose its value essentially. Ah,
It's a Supergirl.
Oh, Supergirl. So that basically, so you got a new one, Funko Pop, a new one, and that's unboxed as well. Brilliant.
Emma and I went to watch Supergirl at the cinema the other day, and we got there. It was last week. It was just a week before the school holidays for the kids over here. And we get to the cinema like 10 minutes before the film starts and order the tickets on the little booth thing, the little computer. And there's literally no one. You can have whatever seat you want, and it's IMAX. I've never been to IMAX before, and you could get recliners. So I said to Emma, I want to pay extra and get the recliners, and she said, "Well,
I bet you do, boy."
There's no." She's like, "There's none of that, boy. I should be so lucky." But but she says to me, "The whole cinema's empty. Like we're just buying a normal ticket." And I'm like, "No, we'll get the recliner ones, right? Go in. I think we're the only ones in there for the whole film in the IMAX, and the recliners were uncomfortable. I was gutted. Paid the extra like an absolute mug."
Oh, shocking.
Yeah.
Was the film good?
Good film for me. I'm not into all that sort of like, when it gets. I like Batman, right? And I like stuff that's fairly sensible, right? But when you start bringing wormholes and dimensions and stuff like that into it, I lose interest. However, Supergirl was fully set on other planets, and it was very Star Warsy. I really enjoyed it. She was in a pub or a bar. Many a times, actually, to be fair, and it was like a scene out of Star Wars. It was even like a very Jabba the Hutt-esque type character, and I enjoyed it mainly because it was on other planets, so it wasn't. When you get that on Earth, it's I lose interest. But yeah, I thought it was good. I was entertained.
Speaking of losing interest, should we go back to
Yeah,
card?
definitely. Probably lost half the crowd.
Nah, just joking. Back to Card Market Volume 2, Chief. You were telling us
Yes.
about NBA Clear Up and then other vendors.
Yes, yeah, Dash Sports smashed it on the NBA, which is good. Scott Waldrum, without actually digressing, Scott was due to come on the podcast today, former All Black Hurricanes player. Scott's he's actually been invited to an All Blacks event today in the city, so we are going to rearrange because Scott was still prepared to come on. It'd have to be earlier, but I didn't want to. We want good quality time with him because Scott would be an amazing guest for many reasons. Obviously, his sporting background. Scott runs the Wellington. I should get the title right, but I think it's a Wellington card collection show, the one that I'll be doing in October. So I really want to get into that with Scott. Scott was there last night. He had his rugby jerseys, rugby cards. And then we had myself, Matt from Blunt, who does the WWE. Unfortunately, had like a family emergency, family illness. So Matt wasn't able to attend. But even without Matt there, it was just phenomenal. And then obviously next time, installment 3, we'll get Matt back, which will be great for the WWE stuff. But yeah, like phenomenal. There was new people there. There was people that we've built connections with. And do you know something, MC? I don't know how I feel about this, but 2 big hits were pulled yesterday from sealed product at the store.
Wow.
Sundays and Slabs. She pulled a Cam Ward Colour Blast. Unbelievable.
And she was buzzing, wasn't she?
Yeah, well, a few months ago, she also pulled a Tyler Shuck Colour Blast as well. So they are some lucky hands, I'll tell you. And she's completing her Phoenix base set as well. So I think she picked up a few more from me last night, which is great. Give them a follow. Sunday and Slabs, great account. Similar story to us, very new to the hobby. And she's so, when we talk about direction and stuff like that, she knows what she wants to do. She's collecting that base set first. She won't be swayed into other stuff, taking it nice and steady, which I've got a lot of respect for, just feeding her way into the hobby. And then we had remember I mentioned last time, young Freddie.
Young Frederick.
From the card. Yeah, he was back. The boy that made, he was behaving himself, cut me some good deals. He's a hell of a salesman, I tell you. He's going to be big in the hobby. But we need a status check, MC. Have you received the Gerard patch yet, or is that
Negative.
was in the second? No, so that's with Card Geezer then. Freddie asked me for an update on that yesterday, so I said to him, it's in England, but I don't think it's made its way into your hands yet. I think that is with Card Geezer.
Not as of yet, Freddie, but trust me on this one. When it is, you'll be the first to know.
Yeah, realistically, is that true?
Via you, obviously.
Yeah. So you'll be second to know, Freddie. So let's be clear on that.
Yeah, let's be crystal clear on that. It'll be second to know.
Second to know, yeah. But he was there last night cutting some deals. I think I actually picked up a McAllister gold cracked ice to 75 off Freddie. Nice little deal. And a red insert. I might have it here, MC, actually. Bear with me.
Cracked ice. Well, there'll be a cracked ice coming from me later on in mail day as well. Oh, yeah. The Topps Chrome cracked ice is a thing of beauty, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, big time.
I think they've nailed that cracked ice. Oh, yeah. The was it Glow Baller? Yeah.
Glow Baller, yeah. I won't tell you about the other stuff I picked up, but George Compton, another friend of Coom and Currie Sports Cards, he did some nice deals yesterday. I'll come back to George after, because in mail day, because I've got a couple of bangers courtesy of George. But yeah, look, it was so nice to see people we know, new people. Shane from Top Play Sports Cards, shout out, ordered pizza at the end, so that was quite nice. Felt a little bit guilty though. Some of the boys were buying like blasters off Shane at the end. I just bought a value pack. But, you know, Shane seems to take a lot of enjoyment in the fact that other people were hitting big last night and not me. So you'll see some social media videos where he's walking up to me, filming, going, Ben, look what this person's just pulled. I'll piss off. Yeah, we had a colour blast that I was saying about the Cam Ward, but we also had, this is huge, we had another Saquon Barkley downtown. So I saw Shane walking towards me with his camera, filming my reaction. It's on, I think he's actually posted it, so you can see it on Instagram. But yeah, too much excitement to film my disappointment animal. But you know, jokes aside, I do enjoy it when people hit big. So yeah, amazing. Just goes to show, if you want a hit, get yourself down to Top Play. Not with me though, or not when I'm there, because it won't be a hit.
Won't be a hit. Yeah, it won't be a hit. I guess off the back of that, they're both obviously great successes. Great success. But
great success.
But in terms of, so I guess a lot like some of the best movies of all time. Let me just ring off a couple for you. The Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars, The Godfather 2, Rocky 2. A lot like the sequels to the first one are usually sometimes heralded as the better movie. Now, in terms of the card market, Top Play Sports Cards, is that the case? Was the second one, would you feel that was more successful than the first?
Big time, yeah. I think everyone, even for me personally, I didn't make a fortune yesterday, but I made a lot more than I did before. But importantly, I made some really nice trades, and that's such a buzz. Like, I can't say how much of a buzz that is when someone wants something I've got, and then they've got something I want. Oh, loved it. And I did some really nice trades yesterday, which was good. And that's what it's about. It's a trade night, essentially. So the more trades you can make, for me, the more effective the night becomes, or the inception, the whole premise of the night market was around a trade night. So for me, it's nice if you make some sales, but like if you can come away and you can make some trades, I mean this genuinely as well. It's not, I'm not just fooling myself, because I'm not there. Look, if you go in there because you think you'll make loads of money, it's not the place for you. But when I stand there and I look down the shop and there's people in the middle on the tables that's all been set up for the trades, and you can see people trading, it's phenomenal. And I think, I don't know if we were saying last week, MC, but NRL, the rugby league cards over here, massive. And there's loads of people in yesterday trading at NRL cards, which is just phenomenal. So it's just a vibe. It's just a vibe. 3 hours, Matt. 3 hours of chatting to people and trading in cards. And a lot of the stuff we talk about, you start chatting around that as well. Stuff in the hobby and and things like that. So it's a phenomenal night. It's going to happen every 6 weeks ish.
Oh wow, okay.
Number 3. Oh yeah. Number 3, 6 weeks time. Not a confirmed date yet, but it'll be around the 6-week mark. But yeah, it's amazing. Love it. Great
Love
night.
to hear it, Coom. Love it. Well, yeah, look, sounds smashing. Sounds like the community came out and did their bit, and look forward to seeing or hearing or both later on in the pod what you picked up, or what you traded, etc. Yeah. Right. Let's segue into hot topic. Obviously, at the moment, the World Cup. So we are into, as Coom's favourite section of the tournament, into the business end. Coom, how are you? Have you been staying up to date with it all? Did you watch what was the last? Did we discuss? Oh, we haven't discussed the Mexico game, have we?
No, I don't think we have, Chief. No, Mexico. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, as a ref, there's a couple of talking points, isn't there, from that game? And I think in our group chat you discussed it briefly. First and foremost, fantastic that England got through. That was a historic win in the Azteca Stadium. Everything was sort of the books were stacked against England, weren't they, in terms of Mexico's history, the stadium, the altitude, all these facts and whatnot that were up against us, but ended up becoming victorious, 3-2. Went down to 10 men. Coom, Kwanzaa's red card. Thoughts? What was your opinion on that?
Good decision. The red card, isn't it?
Yeah, unfortunate, obviously, for Kwanzaa, the way his leg bounced off the top of the ball, but unfortunately, obviously, that led to a dangerous high challenge, didn't it? I guess would that be the correct terminology?
Yeah, it's like endanger an opponent, unfortunately. I think people throw around the word reckless too much, but reckless is associated to a yellow card. So if it's reckless, it's a yellow card. It can't be reckless and be a red.
Right.
But yeah, like he endangered an opponent. So I think that one. I think the referee had a good game, to be honest. I think with that challenge, VAR were right to get involved. I think that was there was no issue there. MC, I know in our friendship group, the Groovy Gang, a lot was discussed, but I want to throw a question back to you before I waffle on about the game. How do you feel about my negativity towards England? Because look, I want England to win the World Cup. I do. I'm just not, as we all know, I'm a Liverpool man. Yeah, I find supporting some of these clowns that play for other clubs very, very difficult, and I am very negative. So I want to know what your vibe is, because you lot were buzzing, aren't you? And then Coom enters the chat and brings everyone down with my depression towards England. I'll give you my view after. I just think everyone's coming at this from the wrong angle. Yeah, but yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
You've got to snap out of it, boy.
Snap out of it.
This is England. You've lived up and down the country as well. You've been from up to north to literally as south as you can go. So you should be flying the flag for England, really, in the grand scheme of things. I think you got to get behind the boys. I know you don't and we know that you don't like cheering on players that play for rival teams or teams that you dislike, but they're wearing the badge. They're wearing the 3 lines, mate. They're representing England, the country, yeah? And they need you to get behind them. So what I expect comes Saturday night, Sunday morning for you, is I want to hear you get behind them. I want you to go, come on, the boys, we've got to stick Norway out of this tournament. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want from you.
Grind it out.
That's all we ask for. Is that too much to ask?
It's not, MC, but do you know what worries me is that we had an amazing 5-minute period where we got the 2 goals, go 2-0 up. But other than that, we were pretty much peppered. I see that new momentum thing that they've got that comes up. And we had 2 little spikes on it. It was all Mexico. And I think a lot of that's down to Tuchel's squad, to be honest. And it's not... Yeah, like, I think we'll get past Norway. Norway are a good side, but I think we'll get past Norway. But like with that squad, can you see us competing with the likes of? I mean, there's a big 4 left in, isn't it? So assuming Spain win, Argentina win, England win, who was the other side? Was it Belgium? I know.
It's Belgium v Spain.
Who we projected to?
I think we'll get France. Argentina in the semis. If Argentina win in the semis, and France in the final.
Yeah.
If
And
all
it's those that worry me, especially with the defence. But listen, you're right, MC. Don't worry about it. Just deal with it on the day. Just watch it. Just grind out the result. Even come on here and preach that people, will look at the group games and go, or even what was the game before, Cape Verde, and go, but we're knockout now. Yeah. Doesn't matter how you get the job done, does it? It doesn't matter if your goal's peppered for 90 minutes and you get the goal. If you're through, you're through. That's it. End of story. That's all we remember. So get behind the boys. This is England.
it's coming home. Coom. That's exactly the response I wanted, because you have said throughout the World Cup, it doesn't matter. You've said that we didn't play well against, or there was moments where, against Croatia where we should have maybe conceded, but it doesn't matter. We won 4-2. We got the 3 points. Move on. Dust it off. Move on to the next one. Yeah, we've not been playing the best, but at the end of the day, who's getting the results? Who's going through? Who's unbeaten? And if say we still play bad in the semis and we still don't play the best in the final, we win it, who's going to be moaning then?
It's knockout football.
Knockout football, and it's getting the job done, getting over the line, getting into the next round. That's the key here. Well, it might not be pretty, I mean, it could have done without Jordan Henderson breaking his arm, but,
Oh, no. He didn't even play. He got booked and injured. Oh.
Yeah, not his finest moment. That was horrible, though. If you've seen the footage, that's a snap. But he's already been operated on. So,
yeah, I saw the picture of him actually after his surgery. Big smile on his face. It's all you can do, isn't it?
Yeah, be ready for the final. Starting with the captain's armband. Yes, please.
Yeah. That's him out now, though, isn't it? He did come on in one of the games, though, didn't he? He's played there, so
he has played. Yeah, played in. And I was talking to the barber this morning, saying that the record that he's broke, he's now top of the list of of an England player that's played in the most tournaments for England. 7 tournaments he's played in.
Yeah,
You've got to put respect on his name. All these people that say, that slate him. I know I'm a bit biased as a Liverpool fan, but you can't shy away from the fact that he's been in 7 tournaments with England. There's a reason for that.
Nah.
So respect the man.
He's the man.
He is the man. He's the man. Just to wrap up this World Cup segment, I've completed the Coca-Cola stickers. Finally, 12 stickers from Coca-Cola promotional bottles confirmed.
Big news.
Really good news. I've also ordered a gold hardback World Cup sticker album.
You're taking it seriously, aren't you?
God, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I am in hook, line, and sinker. So more to come on that, because at the moment I've just got bare stickers that haven't been put into an album yet that are waiting to be entered, shall we say. But look, let's segue into Prism Football New Zealand, Coon.
Oh, MC. Before we segue,
there's an update. Breaking news. There's an update.
I just wanted to. This is an impromptu segment, right? Before we started the pod, right? AKA Card Geezer, AKA still not been on the pod. So Card Geezer, if you're listening, if you've got time to message me and tease me with some absolute Seahawks bangers, you've got time to get your ass on this podcast. Conversation. This is unbelievable. This boy gets some hits, I tell you. He just sent me a picture of a Jalen Milroe mosaic honeycomb case here in hand, yeah, and a Ricky White auto. Not as bothered about that. No offense, Ricky, if you're listening. But the Milroe honeycomb, Cargies, I don't know what you're saying to me. This is cruel, yeah? Is this coming my way? Oh, it gets better, right? Now I knew about this, but this is now in hand, right? And this makes it different. He sent me a picture of a Jackson Smith and Jigba signature class on-card auto number to 50 in hand. Just a picture, no caption. What are you saying, Card Geezer? He's probably gone to bed now. I want to spend the rest of the day thinking, well, what's going on? It's torture. What a stunner.
I mean, yes, he does get a lot of hits, but we got so much to discuss with him. How do these hits happen? Does he get, what product he buying? Where's he getting them from? All this. There's so much to talk about, Card Geezer. This is about your 38th call out over the series of the podcast.
Get him on.
Bring him on. Get him on here.
You know what you might have to do, MC? Get
Go on.
you know, like, get yourself one of them mics off Temu. Put your little speaker in the end of it, right, and just go round his house and knock on the door. They want to speak to Card Geezer with the microphone. We'll stream the podcast live
with one of these in my hand, just like that. Here we are outside Card Geezer's house. We're going to go in. We're going to have a discussion with him. Get outside now.
It could be one of those things that could be absolutely compelling footage, compelling TV, or it could be one of those things that goes horribly wrong, where you get attacked on the doorstep,
end up in a police car,
mistaken for an intruder. Live on the Coom and Currie Sports Card Podcast, first ever live stream. Card Geezer attacks MC.
That's what we do, boy.
Yeah.
Have you got any other product updates from NZ? As I've got a little product that I've recently discovered.
Yeah. So you said about Prism football. It's been phenomenal over here. So Top Play Sports Cards yesterday received. Obviously, this is, it's hard to get the numbers over here, but he received 20 blaster boxes of the new World Cup product. Gone. $100 a box for 50, working on roughly £50. I don't know what it retails at. I know it's a bit more expensive generally in the UK as well. I don't think it's £50 a box, but all sold out one day because I was going to grab a box last night. And, excuse me. And I was looking in his cabinet. I was like, well, where's the World Cup? Because he'd put a picture on social media. Gone. All gone. So he's going to try and get some more in. But the World Cup product is phenomenal. Last night, I'm really rattling down my breaks now. I'm really focusing on the single side of it. I've really enjoyed that. But I was in a World Cup hobby box last night. I was England. Which is ironic after all my gripes. I got 3 base cards, so it wasn't great. But in the box, this was KCC actually, Joe, Nick's brother, and they pulled is it Landmarks or something? It looks a bit like a downtown or an uptown. It's
National
like
Landmarks. Yeah.
But he pulled the rookie of a Mexico player. Apparently, he's the big rookie chase.
Oh, what
and
horror?
We were looking. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, but
he's 17. Yeah, he's linked to Liverpool and Arsenal at the moment.
Yeah, but the range between $3,000 and $4,000 New Zealand dollars for the card. He didn't realise the extent of the hit he'd pulled last night.
Yeah,
and then he got a redemption for an Estival autograph, which is worth about $800 as well, in one box. To be honest with you, it went over my head a little bit as well. But the product has been so popular. As I was saying, sort of circling this back to the night market, I found after the first one and the Wellington card show that soccer's the thing at the minute. And that's what sort of, I sort of put a bit of effort into boosting the soccer inventory. Like, I showed you the Bernardo Silva auto and the Rico Lewis, and then I put it in the sale thing. I thought I'll see if it goes, but the Edison to 10 as well, all sold last night.
Really?
Although I traded. Yeah, the Bernardo Silva, that was part of the deal with the McAllister with Freddie. But yeah, like the soccer, like people just love it. So, I had to evolve a little bit and have a fairly decent inventory for the soccer stuff. Football, sorry.
Apology accepted.
Yeah, but the product over here has been phenomenal, and the Prism, the design looks good with the World Cup logo on. So I'm actually weirdly excited about my base. I don't know when they did the checklist, but I got a Trent Alexander-Arnold base. Shocker. But I got Harry Kane, which is good, so I'll keep that. I'll just keep that because it's a nice card. That's just the base, but it's got the logo on. But yeah, like over here, I think it's massively on the rise, and that maybe shows how popular football's becoming over here now, which is good. It's good for New Zealand, good for the sport. But there's a few more. I think at some stage, I'll try and grab a blaster. See what's what. I've seen there's a Harry Kane. Again, massive irony, making myself look like a bit of a tit, but there's a Harry Kane and a Wayne Rooney dual colour blast on the checklist, and it looks phenomenal. Wouldn't mind a piece of that. Lovely product.
Wouldn't be the first time you made yourself look like a tit, though, would it, boy? Moving on.
Oh no.
The Prism World Cup football product over here has been, absolutely polluted. on social media. It's all I keep seeing. What I've also seen is it's called Panini Kayo, Kayyou. I think it's like I don't know the ins and outs, but I think it's obviously Japanese Panini product, which you can get like little blaster boxes.
Oh yeah.
Off eBay, and I saw someone ripping them the other day, and he said that they felt like Pokemon cards, so almost like playing cards.
Oh,
But the design of some of them look amazing, almost like there's like some Color Blast like rip-offs almost.
Okay.
So yeah, tempted to get. I've seen like them on eBay for like 20-25, so I might indulge because they do look cool. But obviously they look, from what the guy that I was watching rip it was like. Yeah, the quality of the card's not great, but the designs are pretty cool.
Where,
Yeah,
where
they
do
would pop.
you where do you sit on the quality of the product? Because it's interesting you say that, because I saw two of the guys opening some Disney neon stuff yesterday, which every now and again you get a Chrome card in there, and that is just the Chrome is phenomenal. The paper stuff now is very underwhelming for me. I love, especially after the Merlin. I still think the Premier League, the Topps Merlin product is the best quality product I've ever held, ever, without a shadow of a doubt. Clean, crisp lines, clean designs, the
Agreed.
weight, the thickness, phenomenal. So now when you see paper, it'll make a good video for the social media to open the product you said about. It'll be nice. I'd love to see you rip that. But I find these sort of paper products now quite underwhelming.
Yeah, I feel you. I guess that's a good segue from that section into mail day. And if I may, we'll start, because reason being, after discussing the almost paper thin product, if you will, I have literally before the pod ripped a pack of this Donruss Road to World Cup Panini 15 cards per pack. And the Donruss stuff, as we well know, is of a thinner variety, lighter, probably not the most sought after product in the hobby, is it? But I really enjoyed it because I've basically wanted to get some of this for a while, and it's been really hard to get in the UK because it's sold out really quickly. But I did get Coom. Funny. Look at this. Couldn't believe I got this. 15 cards. I had to get this guy, didn't I? Decker's Rice.
Yeah. I like that. Nice design for the cards, though, aren't they?
They are nice designs. Yeah, they were cool to rip. But obviously they've got players that are like Shay Charles, Northern Ireland, rated rookie. Obviously they didn't go through. Neo Adogi, Italy. Yeah, they've got like, obviously it's teams that did make it and that were in the qualifiers as well. And
that's the road to the World Cup product, isn't it? So
exactly, that's I've got 4 inserts here. I've got a Victor Osimhen, Nigeria, on the Magicians.
Nice.
It's pretty cool.
Very
I then got a Unai Simon, Spain, on almost like a red parallel refractor. What do you call that?
Cracked ice by the looks of it, isn't it? Is it cracked ice?
It is cracked ice. It is.
Yeah.
Sounds quite nice.
Love that.
I then got, I love these ones, the Marvels, the comic book ones, Vinny Jr.
Oh, yes. Well, apart from the player, but the Marvels, they are beautiful cards.
Hell of a player. We had a good discussion. Not a fan, and then
I can't stand the
bloke. How about this one? I got Pitch Kings, none other than Liverpool's own Curtis Jones.
Wow, love that.
What card that is?
Yeah,
nice. Proper like Origins background, isn't it?
Yeah, very nice.
So yeah, pretty decent pack, to be fair. Like, I got it off eBay, like finally got a pack. I think it was like, they were like, I don't know, £8 a pack. It's not bad, really, considering.
£8 a pack. Over here, they're about. Oh no, I think they're actually. I think over here they're reasonably. I think they're about $20. Yeah, so it's actually not far off.
Yeah, not bad. So I might actually get another pack. I want to get one of the fat packs if I can get my hands on them, because they sold out.
Yeah.
I can find them. Cool. My next part of mail day comes in 2 sections.
What have you got there?
After weeks of deliberation, I printed off a checklist for the Steven Gerrard field level.
Oh yes, well done. Love that.
Finally, yeah. So I basically need to go through mine and basically score off the ones that I've got, which I can do right now because mail day has delivered. The postman has delivered again. And I've not even opened it yet. Look, this is how we want it, isn't it? Look at that, sealed.
That's beautiful, yeah.
I see penny sleeve top loader, then bubble wrap, and then the plastic.
Yeah.
That is what we're talking about. That's what it should be in. And obviously a white, what do you call it, like a jiffy bag, a bubble wrap.
Jiffy bag. Yeah. Are you confirming then that you've picked up another field level Steven Gerrard for the checklist for the rainbow?
Confirmed.
Given.
Confirmed. VAR check.
Hold on. Given.
Number 8 on the field, Liverpool's Steven Gerrard. Go. Right, let's get into this story because it's very well. This is what we want. This is the way we want. Live on the pod.
Oh,
You're seeing it
cinema.
open.
Absolute cinema.
This is how we. So yeah, very well wrapped indeed. Now we have finally. Took me a bit of guy that I was dealing with was how can I put this, stubborn on the price, should we say?
Oh yeah. Tough negotiations.
Yeah, we've got this on. There it is. You can see it on there already. On the orange cracked ice.
Oh.
Numbered 109 out of 155.
Heaven is a place on earth.
It's going, boy. Heaven. I'm going to score straight through it. First one scored off, and I need to go through obviously the rest. But that is direction.
A new segment has been born. We need weekly updates now on the rainbow. Now there's a checklist. We are full steam ahead. Listen, anyone listening out there who can help MC, yeah? We're not asking for freebies, but we're asking for cards. We're asking for, let us know if you can help. MC's going to publish that list, and we're going to get that list complete.
That's what we're going to do. That is it. That's the plan. I'm going to go through these, and then I'm going to create a checklist of what's needed, and then we're going to put it out there in the ether, on the web.
In the ether, yeah. In the interweb. World Wide Web.
Oh, Jade Dragon Scale, number to 48. Yes, please.
Oh, love this. Love it, MC. Congratulations. What a lovely card.
Thank you, sir. That is, that's my mail day. I haven't really picked up much else. I've obviously been going through,
Are you going to pass me the baton?
The baton has been passed, mon frere.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going to pick up from. I'm going to start with the card market yesterday. So I picked up a Mosaic value pack that will be finding its way onto Instagram at some point today. And I picked up, right, so George Compton gave me, he got this for me, an X-Puck card.
Oh, nice.
And a 1-2-3 kid card.
I was literally about to go. I was about to say, do you know
nostalgia?
Do you know the name of X-Pac's previous wrestling name? Yes, you do.
I
You
know,
got the card as well to prove it.
No, boy.
Wow.
And then we did a deal for a Jackson Dart Blue Hyper. We got a Cam Scatterbow Purple Shock. Nice. And here we go, MC. You're going to like this a lot. 2 of 99, and this is part of the trade. Shawn Michaels.
No
Look at
way.
That.
Yes.
Look at that. Chuff with that. An unexpected pickup. And then I did a deal with Freddie, as already shown. So I got the 2 McAllister cards. I actually got another McAllister card. I said to Freddie, we were doing this deal, and he thought he had these two $2 coins. So I said, give me a card of your choice, just a low value card, just for bants. And he came up with that. So I'll keep
Red,
that.
white, and blue.
It's a really cool card to keep. Love a card of a story, so that will stay in my collection. And then I picked up this is an all-back player, Christian Cullen auto, one for the collection. Now, break cards I've got. Now, I sometimes post, don't I, and say like, they don't have to be bangers and that. Now, I've got a Cam Chancellor. Look at that. Someone told me recently what they're called, Neon Blast or something. And it looks like it's a hyper as well. But I thought that's a card, that's a thing of beauty. I got a Paramount Pairings, another very sort of common insert from Signature, but Darnold and Jigba. I've not got a card with that combo on. So I feel like that's quite a nice one just to keep, with us winning the Super Bowl champs, best wide receiver, and Sam Darnold. So they were some nice pickups. And then when you're at the card market and you get a notification that your package has finally been delivered, which has been shipped late, and you're expecting some break cards, and you come back to Sam Darnold and Charbonnet. for the from the Phoenix collection. So these are from Card Crazy. They've slabbed them up for me, as you can see, MC. I've got
top drawer.
in my hand here, I've got 5 of 35 Darnold yellow. Lovely. To go with the gold that I'd got previously from them. And this is, I think they call this ash or white ash, but it's a Zach Charbonnet. It's a 25. It's 20 of 25. Unbelievable.
2 superb pickups. And amazing that they slab it out for you as well.
Yeah, well, they do. Matt spoke to me and he asked me if I wanted them slabbed. I said, yeah, because I've got the Sam Darnold gold, which I've had graded. So it's probably unlikely to send that off. But so that'll be that's quite nice, actually. It's a really nice touch. And I think they look really nice in the Card Crazy slabs. So yeah, I'm going to keep those in those slabs. But I particularly like that Charbonnet ash or white ash to confirm that one. It's a lovely looking card, number to 25. I've got some nice Phoenix stuff from them this year. So yeah, chuff with that, MC. A nice little mail day, a little mail day there. Some nice pickups from the card market. Absolutely chuffed, boy.
Very nice, mate. It sounds like you've picked up some belters there. Yeah, very nice. Coom, we're going to segue into one of your favourite parts and one of the listeners' favourite parts of the show, Cod's Wallop. Wallop. Of the Cod variety. Do you have any Cod's Wallop this week? That's my question to you.
I've got some Cod's Wallop, yeah. Not card related again.
Go for it.
Oh, you want me to start? Okay, Coom's starting, is he? Right.
Yeah, go on.
Right, my Cod's Wallop involves the youth of today.
Oh, no.
What I want to know is, why do kids, females, why do they talk funny? We were at the football the other week, right? And they all go, and we're listening to these two players, and they've obviously they were substitutes, and they've come out to use the toilet, and they were like, it was a game that was on before ours, and the other team that were playing against them scored, and they've come out and the other player said to the other one, "Oh, they've scored again," and he's gone, my D's, like that. And I looked at my mate and I'm like, that is I don't want to swear, but I won't, but that's a universal dingbat language, isn't it? Like what is wrong with these kids? I know, like, we were kids once and we probably did some, I don't ever remember us being like that much of sheet. You know, they all talk the same. He's obviously a Kiwi, this lad. He's like, my days, mate. I was like, you sound like an absolute tool. That's my Cod's Wallop. I could not stop laughing. Like, what is wrong with these kids? Look, come on, grow up.
I didn't think that was a
Talk
New Zealand
normally.
thing. I thought that
blame
was
the
just
teachers. Let them get away with it. It's woke. It's woke nonsense. Dress it. They're too scared to say anything. If I was a teacher, that's what I'd say. I'd say, right, get yourself here, son. Why are you talking like that? Talk normally. Talk properly. I'd wait until they say something normally. Go, there you go. No,
good. Continue with that.
I'm D's, mate.
Oh dear.
Cod's Wallop.
That is Coom's Cod's Wallop of the week.
Need their heads banging together.
Oh, well, don't entice violence. That's bang out of order.
Sorry. Sorry, MC.
Right.
Sorry, listeners.
Apology accepted.
Condone violence.
Apology accepted. Let's get on with the pod. My Cod's Wallop of the week is I'm just trying to think how I can put this into context. I'll just say it. In this World Cup, it's happened time and time again. It is squad celebration.
Oh my days.
So, oh my days.
Oh my days.
It's when basically when a nation scores, and then everyone from that squad, near enough, coaches as well,
yeah,
all run onto the pitch, big hugs, jumping around for ages. Now I thought, but correct me if I'm wrong, Coom, not that I'm being I don't want to digress too much about this, but
you're correct. I know what you're going to ask. Go on.
You know exactly what I'm going to say, don't you?
I know what you're going to ask. Yeah.
If you enter the field of play and you're not a player, it's a yellow card.
Yellow card.
So I would have loved to send one of these refs go over to them,
book them
get all the playing players to one side, get all the rest, and just book every single one of them.
Yep.
because
MC,
like,
you're absolutely spot on there. Firstly, great Cod's wallet, because I said that to Emma the other day. I said I'm getting sick of it, and
same.
I was going to talk to. So I'm reffing a game up in Hawke's Bay on Sunday, and I've got an assessor there, and I was going to talk to him because I was going to say it is an offence to enter the field of play without the ref's permission, yellow card, and it's also an offence to leave the field of play without the ref's permission, yellow card.
Right.
I have not seen any ref book the substitutes, and you're absolutely right. Codswallop, it's every goal you'll see players with all their bibs on, all on the pitch. What on earth is happening? You don't even see that in the Premier League.
No. Yeah,
No.
it just does my head in. But you could maybe sort of go, fair enough if it's like, I don't know, like a last minute winner.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and they've sort of gone into the corner of the pitch and they've all run on and it's the full-time whistle's blown. Fair enough. But it's near enough every goal. And I guess like in a normal match, like maybe not the World Cup or like a just general match, Premier League, whatever, qualifier, I wouldn't mind if they ran off the pitch and like celebrate with the subs in the corner or just off the pitch. That's fine. I feel like that's okay. But like, yeah, it's out of control a little bit. All of the subs come off the bench and run down.
Yeah.
A couple of the coaches run on the pitch. It's just absolute chaos. So I think for me, that's my Coswallop of the week because I'm sick and tired of it. Sick and tired of it. FIFA need to get a grip, but they probably won't.
It's absolute Codswallop. Book him.
Yeah. There he is.
Gone to get the yellow.
Deserved
should
as
be
well.
book.
I'm looking forward to a debrief of your reffing game, and if that does happen, if it happens in the match you're reffing, how you circumnavigated it.
I'll book everyone.
Book yourself as well.
Just start booking everyone.
Yeah. Right. Well, Coom, let's move on from Coswallop before we get too down in the dumps about that.
I enjoyed that Codswallop, MC, and it's that's fantastic. What a topical Codswallop. And I'm sure there'll be other people thinking the same thing. So yeah, thank you, MC, for bringing that to the table.
You're welcome. Thank you for discussing. The reffing situation is a good segue into what I've got on the agenda, which I know nothing about. Is I've got written here Wellington ref. Coom.
Oh yeah.
Tell us more.
Yes. We're a sports card show, aren't we, MC? But we like to talk a bit of sports, and that is a fantastic link, Codswallop. Well done, well put together.
Thank you.
But yeah, this has happened before, I think last season. But the referees have and this is rugby around Wellington, essentially striked for this weekend because they're sick of abuse. Last week they had 19 reported incidents, including one team that were, I think there was something like 60 points up or something, and someone threatened the referee. I think one referee somewhere had actually had a death threat. I think, and that's rumoured to have been at an under-13s game or something. I don't know the ins and outs, but I was sort of reliably told there's about 19 reported incidents, not just from referees themselves. These are from spectators and stuff like that, and they've had enough, and they've withdrawn their services for this weekend, which I think is absolutely phenomenal.
Admirable, yeah.
But for me, being a football ref is an interesting topic, especially as I'm a coach as well. And I'm very open and admit I do struggle with that conversion, where you have your ref mentality or approach or view, and then you have your the coaching side of it. It's very hard, and I can sometimes overstep the line, let's say. Like last weekend, we actually had a really good result. We played a really, really good side here, Petone, and we drew. We were 1-0 up. They got an equaliser early in the second half, I think. It was early second half. We were 1-0 up at half time, but I felt the goalkeeper had the ball in her hand and had it kicked out on the floor. So he'd given the goal, and I'm going, ref. And he's come over, and I've gone, she's got the ball in her hand. He's going, no. And I'm going, she has. And I said something like, oh, I'll show you on the footage. And after the game, I spoke to the keeper and I said, did you have it in your hand? She went, no. I was like,
oh, no. Absolute tip.
Well, I actually went and apologised to the refs. I spoke to him and said, look, I was wrong about that. You made a great decision. Great. And I think he really appreciated it. There's nothing wild from me. I was just shouting ref, there's no. But it's very easy to look at incidents like that and think, I shouldn't be doing that. No one should be doing it. And certainly people shouldn't be making threats towards refs and stuff like that. It's very hard. Look, I don't think this is a cliche, but without the ref, you don't have a game. And that's the irony of the whole thing, that refs generally aren't professional refs. All refs work, with the exception, obviously, professional football, obviously. But over here, it makes me laugh. You don't have a ref, you don't have a game. And we don't have the luxury or the technology that they have in the professional game, and refs make mistakes. There was one the other week that absolutely done me. I look over, right? It was a low league game I was doing up in Palmerston North, and I didn't have ARs for the game, so it was just me. And it was sort of later in the day, so it was the second game, and the sun's really low and it's shining across the pitch, and the lines weren't marked very well. Very hard to tell when it had gone out for throwing. And this team have kicked the ball out, right? And then the other guys claiming that they had touched it and it was actually their throw. And I'm like, well, look, that's how I've seen it. The throw's going that way. And I says to him, I can barely see the line. The sun's shining right in our face. That's it. It's their throwing. I'm sticking with my decision. And so there's a sequence of play, right? About a minute later, they can see the corner, and his mate goes, sorry, couldn't see it. The sun's shining across, and he's like, that's all right. And I'm like, hold on a minute. A minute ago, you're giving me grief for not seeing the most minutest touch because the sun's shining right across the field of play. And it kind of sums up players' attitudes to football. You look at like passing success rate in the Premier League. If you got 85% of people, across the team in the game, that would be an incredible. I'd be happy with that, I think. But a referee, from a player's perspective, is expected to get 100% of decisions right. It's not going to happen. I think there's some stat, I could be wrong on this, but says the referee averagely might make 15, might get 15 things wrong. Not always obvious decisions or whatever. It could just be the trainer or, little things like the throw-in or something like that. You're not going to get 100% of decisions right, but the level of abuse that refs get is just not acceptable. But it is hard though, isn't it? Like I look at the grassroots side of it, the effort that goes in, the work that goes in. When you feel, I'm an advocate for referees, but I'd also say that there are standards that need to be met. And I think sometimes to fix the problem, it's not purely about educating fans or coaches or whatever about how they behave. You've actually got to look at the system. I've complained in the past, not because I want to cause trouble, but we've had referees allocated that just are beginning their journey, and they've been put into games that they should not be anywhere near, and that's for their own development, their own, just to protect them as well, and that's just in football. And then that creates a hell of a lot of frustration when you're putting all this work in, and you're getting a referee in this instance that hasn't actually got the skill set to referee that particular game. Or on the other hand, this more applies to when I was in England, but you'd get referees that would stand in the centre circle. They're happy to pick up their money at the end, and they're not giving you what you expect. But then if you get frustrated, you're the target. So, it becomes a focus on respect the referee and all that. But if the referee isn't meeting the standards for one reason or another, then that's also part of the problem. It doesn't warrant abuse in any circumstance. I'm not saying that, but it's also part of the problem. But yeah, interesting MC. I've got a lot of respect for the stand, the position that they've taken. And I just thought we'd have a little chat about it. What's your thoughts?
As you well know, the refs of the Sussex FA are good friends of mine. Nah, just joking. Back in the day, I used to be refs weren't on the top of my Christmas card list, should we say that? But I respected them. I didn't take it too far. I was, you've got to have some level of respect because like you said, without refs, don't have a game. Like you ref it yourself then, and it won't be as enjoyable and it won't be as well disciplined. And yeah, so sorry, I played five-a-side on a Monday night. Let me just quickly give you a quick example of what happened on a Monday night. playing in this little mini summer league. Played the first half in goal because we don't have a goalkeeper at the moment, and people aren't stepping up. So I was like, I'll do the first half. The second half, I'll play on pitch. And the team we played, they were all about 18, around that age, all of them. We're not. We are, from
bottles.
We got a couple of 20-year-olds, like early to mid 20-year-olds, and then the rest of us are that 30s. Got a couple players now 40s, and I was playing in goal, and I conceded the first goal. Tricky little left-footed winger came in and just wrong-footed me, stuck it bottom corner. Very nice goal. Same player. I don't know how it happened. Basically, the ball came over. I got it, or I made an interception. He got his body in the way, and before he could break to basically score an empty goal, I purposely tripped him. Basically clipped his right foot behind his left foot. Classic, straight over. I basically got the ref that I get on with up there the best. He by name went, Martin, you went over here, went, do that again, off. I went, I was close to go, never touched it. I clearly did. And I went, yeah, fair enough. Got back and go. But the moral of that story was that I went out on pitch second half and we were 2-0 down, scored to get us back in the game 2-1, and then pushed on and we got an equaliser at the end. So should he be playing in goal? Probably not.
I love it how that's the moral of the story. Don't put MC in goal.
Respect the rest because A, they deserve it. 2, it's a hell of a tough job.
Oh yeah, big time.
I think as I get older, I realise how hard it is that you have to referee not just 22 players. You have to referee coaches, fans. You have to also, keep in line your ARs, as you say, because you're not always going to be with the same ARs, right? It's going to be rotation, right?
It's the speed of decisions though, because you don't get to. And like the players, I love it, to be fair, but they just talk nonsense the whole time. Like everything's a foul, everything you make's wrong. The second the hands go up, oh, foul, ref, hands. Yeah, it's not an offence to put your hands on someone's back. It's what you do with it. But every time there's a hand that's there, as soon as it appears, ref, hands. And they'll casually walk past you. Do us a favour, ref, just keep an eye on those hands. Like you get that the whole game. You're like,
yeah.
Yeah, and the classic, when someone does that to you, mate, that is like red rag to a bull for me. I hate it with a passion. I was an AR last week, my first AR of the season, and I gave an offside, and the guy looked at me and went like that, and I said at half time, I was like, it takes everything in my power to not want to go over there and just absolutely smash him. I hate it when someone wags their finger at me.
Is that your wrestling codswallop?
Oh, big time, yeah. That's that. Oh, I hate it.
I'll tell you what I've had over the last couple of weeks. We've been playing, as one of my teammates said, we've been playing toddlers. My codswallop is there's been a few, obviously they're fast and they're tricky and they're young, 16, 17, 18-year-olds. Whenever they've been giving me jip, I've just been going, yeah, but I'm nearly 40. You're in you should be running rings around me. I shouldn't be scoring against you, but I have.
Classic, isn't it? Yeah. It's a classic.
Do you know what I mean? And then I remember probably being their age and having the same thing happen, like a full circle moment. Yeah, there we go. Look, we went off on a tangent.
Do you remember when you first came? I don't know if we spoke about this on the pod, but when you first came to Thursday night football with me and used to play with Binge and that, that's probably possibly the first time you properly met him. And he clattered you, didn't he? He went down on the floor.
Twice.
Yeah. And then he walks over to you and I'm like watching because I've bought you, you're kind of like my mate. I bought you to the football. I'm like, oh, what's happening here then? And he walks over to you and outstretches his hand, doesn't he? And I'm thinking, he's going to give you a hand. And then it turns to a point and he goes, there's plenty more where that came from, sunshine, and then run away.
I thought I was in for a nice little kickabout on a Thursday night, but it turns out probably not.
Yeah. But that's a classic. You were the young, sprightly player running rings around players, and now you're probably as old as he was then.
Very true. Look at that.
Yeah.
On that
circle of life. Yeah.
Circle of life. Speaking of circle of life, Coom, I'm going to segue into this because I know we're just keeping an eye on the time here. We're going to go into Order. Coom and Currie Courtroom is in session.
It's back.
We are back. We have had a week off, haven't we? But with a week off,
we
with
don't
time
force
off,
it, MC, do we? We don't.
There's no need to force it. No, but Coom,
it's good response.
Yeah, and you've been dealing with this one, Coom, so I am unaware of the situation. So please do explain.
This was quite a late. I was contacted not via email, even though we give the email out, but I was contacted quite late in the day for this one. Details are I don't have time for an in-depth conversation, but we'll roll with it. I'm going to make up a name today because I don't want to give anything away. So we're going to go with Derek again. So let's just say Derek and his mate, we were contacted, and this is a humdinger. Yeah, you're going to like this. I know you know roughly, but Derek and his mate who's not as into cards as him, but dabbles a bit, were at a LCS, local card shop, opening several boxes, and Derek offers a pack from his box to his mate and says you can have whatever's in there. Gives him the pack, case hit. Now, what I will promise the listeners is I will come back to you and I will tell you what product and what the case hit was. At this moment in time, details are sketchy. All I've been told is a case hit. I myself will follow up on this conversation with Derek and get those details. I'll update you on the next pod. But what's ensued from this is the instant regret from Derek, and Derek admits that he's asked for it back, and his mate has. It's been awkward, and his mate is reluctantly. Obviously, what can you do? But they subsequently fallen out over this card, over the fact he's asked for it back. But Derek's saying, I get it, but it's a case hit. So he thinks this is an exception. He thinks that he should be entitled to that card back. Now it's a humdinger, isn't it? Because I can actually see Derek's point. So in terms of what I'm going to ask you, MC, as judge, jury, and executioner on this one, is what judgment I want you to make here is let's make two judgments here, right? So in a lot of cases, criminals there'll be multiple charges, right? I think there's two charges here, right? I think there's the financial one, the ownership one. Technically, has he got the right to ask for it back? He's gifted it. Does the act of gifting that packet, is that, let's say, does that instantly transfer ownership of that packet? So charge one is, technically speaking, from an ownership point of view, has he got the right to have that card back? And then charge two is the moral side of it, the card side of it, the hobby side of it. Is that just not done? Should the moral side of it, let's make a judgment on that, I think. Let's help Derek understand what should be done in this situation. What's right? What does the hobby say? What's your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts are, if you're going to give a pack of cards to an acquaintance, friend, you have to outline the rules of that. So if I give a pack of cards to you, King, there you go, it's a pack of cards. That is yours now. Whatever's in that is yours. Or alternatively, if I go, King, here's a pack of my cards. Do you want to open them? Maybe you'll bring me some luck. I get to keep them. So it is about detail and clarity on if you're passing whatever it is, value pack, whatever, to a friend, and you're going to give it to them indefinitely, then it has to be confirmed. Can't be willy-nilly, because if it is, then you're in a grey space, aren't you? You're in a, well, whose is it? You didn't say one thing, you didn't say the other. So yeah, I think morally, unless he's specified otherwise, that pack is technically Derek's friend.
I am swaying towards the same, to be honest. I think if I was the friend, and now this is taking right or wrong out of it, I'll just say, yeah, have it back. Because in fact, I'd probably offer it back, because you'd feel a bit, I wouldn't want to get involved in that. I don't want to get an argument over a card and fall out of a friend. Imagine if that's how Coom and Currie sports cards ended one day. Argument over a card. But I like your style, and I think, I was trying to think of the example. There was an example where, I don't know if it was when you were going to send me that box or something like that, but we spoke about if something got pulled, it would become Coom and Currie's joint inventory. And that's an example of what you're saying. It's a specified thing, isn't it? I think I would have made a joke. So if I give the card, I would have gone, you can have whatever's in there, unless it's a case hit, then we'll split it, or something like that. Just
Yeah.
just some sort of little caveat, for example. But when you hand the pack over, I think unless you say anything, you've gifted that. That's a gift. I think most people would probably, if you pulled a case here, you'd go, look, let's share it, let's split it, or whatever.
Yeah.
But Derek's mate's under no obligation to do that, and that's his choice. He chose to keep the gift. I'll get some more details off him to see if those conversations were had. But yeah, I think I know where I am on the ruling, MC. Are you ready to make a ruling?
Yep. In the current state of affairs, I would like to rule that Derek is guilty
On both charges?
on both charges.
Yeah, I agree, MC. I think technically speaking, once you've gifted something, that's it. You've lost ownership of it. That's from a, trying to think of the word, more from a, yeah, from the ownership, the charge of the ownership. Who has ownership of that packet in that moment? That's the first charge, and I agree, guilty. And then the moral side of it, I will say there are some nuances to it, I guess.
Sure.
You know, like we could sit here and say, Derek's mate, yeah, maybe, mate, you should offer it back. But I don't think that if he opts not to do that, I don't think that's an issue. I think that's one of those things you might look at and go, well, I might do that. But I think from a ruling, why should he? And unfortunately, Derek, if that is your real name, we find you guilty.
Guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged. But
Justice.
listeners, let us know. It's an interesting point, isn't it, MC? That's an
Absolutely.
interesting point. And I'm sure people have some views on it. MC, I don't have the agenda anymore, and this is how we operate. You run a very smooth ship now. I love how we operate the show, but I'm going to, this may or may not be on your agenda, but I'm going to interject something of my own. It's a talking point, and I quite like when we do things like this on the pod, but I want to ask you something, right? And I want you to interpret this question however you like, right? How are you going to make this hobby of sports cards sustainable for you over, let's say, the next 10 years? Because, you know, I listen to people and stuff like that, you know, and I think for me, I can't see myself not being in this hobby. I love it. I really do. But I can't operate. I've said this since I've been in it. I can't operate at the rate I do now and make it sustainable. Like, I love to do a piece down the road where it's you know, like we give a real insight, real open and honest insight into how, you know, what percentage of your money do you spend on, without getting into specific numbers, on the hobby, and how does that affect other aspects of your life and stuff like that? Because there is that addictive side, isn't there? Like whether or not you know, there's an element of how in control people are, and I'd love to talk about it because I've seen some comments recently where people have obviously overspent and people have tried to help them and things like that. And there's absolutely that element. But I want to know how you intend to make it sustainable for yourself over the next 10 years so that you don't get to a point where you go, right, because I hear it a lot. I don't know about yourself, but people go, oh, I'm leaving the hobby. I'm leaving the hobby. I'm not in it. I'm selling everything. You don't want to get to a point where, oh, you maybe lost control, or you've been so addicted to it, or you've got tunnel vision that you leave the hobby. So I think it's important that we, I guess everyone works out how they make it sustainable, how it works for them, so that you can enjoy it without ever feeling that you have to leave the hobby. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes absolute sense. I think I'm quite calculated in what I buy, like product wise, single wise. I don't push the boat out too much, if that makes sense. Sort of within my limits. I think it's getting to a point where I have gone through. I've got like a Kallax box too, and one's got like the binders in it, and one's got the good stuff. And I've basically got two piles of cards, top loaders of cards that are just sitting there that I essentially probably don't need or want, but I could sell them. But I've made no sort of efforts into doing that yet. But the plan is to open the Coom Currie Sports Cards Vintage page in the UK to sell essentially and then reinvest. That's sort of my sort of, it's a sort of loose plan, but I think that's the way to go. I think, yeah, I have seen that in the past where people go, yeah, that's it, I'm selling the lot, stick it all up on, eBay or whatever. Feels quite drastic, but obviously I guess some people aren't quite as in control in terms of spending and getting themselves into a hole, if you will. But yeah, sustainability from my end, I think I'm pretty well controlled in terms of spending and having a budget, and picking up. I like to pick up new. Probably you can probably tell by the trend of what I buy. I like new product. I get a blaster, but I'll pick up a Gerard single. I'll pick up a Green Bay single. So it's quite. I think I'm quite slow paced, patient. So I don't see myself losing my way too much. I don't know, and if I did, I don't think it would be too catastrophic.
Yeah. You've been like that from the start, though, haven't you? And you've been very, and we talked about breaks, and it's interesting because we've even spoke to you about this with grading. So I know you've got at some stage you're gonna do it, but you've kind of taken your time, you've bided your time and stuff like that. And it's the same with breaks. I don't think you've ever, if I'm wrong, you've done a couple, but you don't do a lot of breaks, do you?
No,
And you're very
not
calculated
really.
about that as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and I think people get carried away with getting like certainly involved in like certain areas of the hobby. So like, I guess like breaking is almost like gambling, isn't it? Like immediate gambling.
Yeah.
So you're risking money to see what you get, and if you don't get it, then you need an immediate fix of that, and that can maybe lead to quick fixes and repeat buying. There's so many different scenarios that you could conjure up, right? But I guess like some people are different. Some people might keep buying hobby boxes and then sell the product from that and reinvest and buy more hobby boxes. And so it's I guess it's circumstantial, isn't it? But yeah, I think I love the hobby as well. But I think I'm at a decent rate across everything. So I will get stuff graded for sure. I probably will dip into a break here and there, but I'll never be like, I won't WhatsApp you every day going, I've been in another break, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Like, it'll probably be like once a fortnight, something like that. So
do you think some of it's linked to your expectation? So I think it was on the pod, but I was talking about recently how I'd got a Leonard Williams Giants purple Prism card from the value bin at Top Play, and it turned out to be numbered. And I looked at it; it was in amazing condition. And I looked at the card, and I actually had a conversation with Emma about it. And I said, I kind of looked at that card for ages, like I was in a daydream. And what I was thinking when I was looking at it is, A, what a nice card it is. B, how little I paid for it. I mean, it wasn't a high value card as such. So I'm not saying I got a bargain as such, but it was just how much pleasure I got from, what was monetarily a cheap card, and how much I enjoyed it. And I started to think that, like with me, for example, when I started, I felt I had to rush to establish a decent collection. Like I felt like that was key, that I needed to have some sort of decent collection early on. Whereas you, on the other hand, I don't mean like you didn't have an expectation of how your collection should be. You just collected cards.
yeah,
And I think that drove me to maybe spending a hell of a lot of money in the early days. And even now, to an extent, I think sometimes I come on here and I say, um, I'm somewhere in the middle. Like I want decent cards and I want them to have a certain value or rarity because I feel like that drives interest. But I also like collecting what I like collecting. But I'm moving more towards that now. Like I've got a decent collection, but I wish that I'd been more steady from the start. And I think my problem is I've spent, I don't know, I would estimate maybe 95% of my disposable income over the last 2 years on cards. And I do get caught in the addictive side of it. So we contrast differently. I'm not an addict as such, but I definitely get caught into, like if you're in a break and you don't hit, it's dangerous. But I've said this before, if you're in a break and you hit, it can be dangerous. And I think sometimes the middle ground's where you want to be, where you get something nice. But I'm moving now. The reason I asked you about sustainability is because I can't spend the next decade spending 95% of my disposable income on sports cards. It's insane. It's insanity. So I'm looking for ways now that I like breaks. I do. And I love, KCC, the sponsors, I love that I found them to start with, and a massive reason for why I love the hobby. But yeah, I'm definitely going to reduce the amount of breaks I do. I'm going to concentrate on singles, because that's something I've now started to think about a lot, is how I make this sustainable for myself, where I'm not, I know obviously we do the podcast, hence us being here. We've got the Insta, the socials, we do the shows. Sports car is going to be a big part of what I'm doing at the minute, but I don't want to be spending 95% of my money on cards. So it's something that, this is great, something I want to ask guests about. So I think that should be a key question that we ask people, how you make it sustainable for yourself, because you've got, like you said there's so many gambling elements to it. The break side of it, even buying a box is gambling, isn't it? In a way, we get that dopamine hit. We think we're going to get the one of one, or a big Liverpool card or something like that. Ultimately, that's what it boils down to, and it's a form of gambling. So I feel like it's sensible to have discussions around it, because there's a contrast in how we both approach the hobby. But everyone that comes on, there's going to be people that are addicts. There's going to be people that have lost a lot of money, or spent money they don't have. And it'll be interesting to see how they cope with it, if they've been through it, got out the other side, and are still in the hobby. Because I love it, but there's a lot of elements to this that involve gambling in its purest form.
You're not wrong, Chief. You're not wrong.
So how is that going to be? How have people, and and it'll be good to speak to people who've been in the hobby for years, just to understand how they've managed that, because I bet they've had times where they've spent more, or and they'll have knowledge about how they've got through it and stuff like that. But it's a conversation I'm definitely keen to have, because of the high level of my disposable income that I put into it. It's dangerous territory. So like, I've been looking at ways, the shows help as well, even being around the community, having conversations. It's great, and that's why I love trading. If you can get the hands, cards into the hands of people that collect that particular card, and you get the same back, and you're not actually parting with money, it's the best case scenario.
100%, boy.
So there's the start of it, MC. That's the start of it. I've put it out there.
Yeah, look forward to asking some of our guests that are going to come on about this. It's a great topic of discussion, Coom. Great topic.
Thank you.
Love to hear it, boy. That was good. But look, before my phone dies, as it's running low, it's been a long episode. We've been chatting away like nobody's business. Look, Coom,
hopefully we've still got a couple of people that have made it to the end.
Yeah, Wendy Coom, maybe. Your mum.
I need to catch up with her, actually.
Better add. Any other business, Chief?
NOB from me. NOB
from me. Nobby Solano.
Are we Romeo Dunn?
We are David Dunn.
Yes, he's got it
right.